Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
Tonight, new charges for the man involved in a Christmas Eve crash that sent a family of 3, including a baby, to the hospital.
The Night Team's Lee Waldman is at the Bexar County Jail tonight to tell us what happened after the family was taken to the hospital. Lee?
Well, Gerardo Lozano, 33, is now facing intoxication manslaughter charge after the death of a newborn baby girl. The crash happened Friday night at 38th and Amira's Place. According to police, Lozano ran a stop sign and crashed into the family of 3 inside of a pickup truck. The family were all taken to the hospital. A man suffered minor injuries, while a pregnant woman and 2-year-old were in critical condition. Tonight, we're learning the force of the crash caused the woman to have a placental abruption, which can cause the baby to lose oxygen and nutrients. The baby was delivered at 25 weeks. Doctors tried to save her, but after 2 days on breathing support, she died yesterday. This evening, a small memorial has been placed at that crash site. The parents did get a chance to name their baby before she died, Maria Guadalupe Contreras Rojas. Now, we did speak with the aunt of the woman involved in that crash, and she says right now she doesn't know what plans the family has, but says the most innocent life was taken. Live at the Bexar County Jail, Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Wow. Now, new tonight, we do have the mugshot of the father who disappeared with his 3 children in Medina County last week. Now, we should tell you that all 3 kids have been found safe and their Amber Alert is discontinued. Jonathan Wright is going to be extradited to North Carolina on existing charges. Deputies in Medina County say that Wright has several warrants for crimes against minors. Police found the kids last night in the Rio Medina area. EMS evaluated them. They're okay. And now police are planning to reunite them with their mother.
Meanwhile, law enforcement and community members are still searching for 3-year-old Lena Kill. She has now been gone for a week. Since her disappearance, multiple prayer vigils have been held in Lena's honor, including one that took place last Friday, where San Antonio Police Chief William McManus and the FBI attended to give an update. The next night, Lena's father spoke at a prayer vigil held at the Islamic Center of San Antonio. Community outreach representative Michael Martin says they are hoping someone comes forward.
Anybody that has seen anything, heard anything, knows anything, even if they think it's probably not very significant, we have to pass that forward to the police and to the FBI and let them make the decision.
And just a reminder, there is still a $150,000 reward for information that leads to finding little Lena. That money coming from both the Islamic Center of San Antonio and Crime Stoppers. Call all tips to SAPD's Missing Persons Unit. That number there on your screen, 210-207-7660. We have the latest COVID-19 numbers in Bexar County. However, they are coming from the Department of State Health and Services, not Metro Health. The state counts both confirmed and probable cases. The state reporting tonight 957 new cases. 259 people are hospitalized tonight, with 81 in the ICU and 37 on ventilators. Metro Health will go back to reporting its data on Monday.
You know, San Antonio is not the only city that's seeing long waits for COVID testing, because as the Omicron variant continues to spread, it's actually caused some testing jams across the country.
Yeah, now the CDC cutting the 10-day isolation time in half for people with COVID who are asymptomatic. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the latest.
The CDC is now changing course on what Americans who have COVID-19 but are asymptomatic should do. The CDC now recommends that asymptomatic people with COVID-19 isolate for 5 days instead of 10, and if still without symptoms after their isolation time, mask up for 5 more days.
There's really no reason why we need to be isolating people for 10 days anymore. I think we have very good evidence that most people, particularly those who are vaccinated and boosted, are not contagious for that long. I think adding 5 days of mask wearing adds more confidence.
The new guidance comes as new COVID cases skyrocket to 206,000, fueling a demand for more COVID tests. In Miami, some waiting hours to get their hands on test kits after stores ran out.
I've been here since 6:45.
And in California, lines wrapped around a city block.
I'm very surprised. Very surprised. Yeah, I thought last time I came, I drove right up to the front.
The White House is planning to send out 500 million free COVID-19 test kits starting next month. But in the meantime, the president telling America's governors that testing has to ramp up.
We have to do more. We have to do better. And we will.
And with the Omicron surge already nearing last winter's peak, fresh fears about how Christmas gatherings could worsen the spike. Millions returning home traveling through airports, hundreds of flights canceled, in part due to staffing shortages triggered by Omicron outbreaks. Dr. Anthony Fauci on MSNBC suggesting it may be time to require proof of vaccination to fly domestically.
When you make vaccination a requirement, that's another incentive to get more people vaccinated. If you want to do that with domestic flights, I think that's something that seriously should be considered.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News.
You know, COVID testing isn't the only thing that's hard to come by nowadays. Regional infusion centers throughout the state of Texas are out of monoclonal antibodies. The Texas Department of State Health Services making that announcement today. Those centers that are affected are in El Paso, Fort Worth, Austin, and right here in San Antonio. Now, people who had appointments set up already are going to get some kind of a phone call or email. Thing is, officials can't offer the treatment until a new shipment arrives in January. Monoclonal antibodies are given in the early stages of COVID, and it can also be effective in less severe cases to keep people out of the hospital.
Meanwhile, only a third of people fully vaccinated have gotten their booster shot. This information coming from new data released from the CDC. That equals out to about 66 million people who have gotten a booster shot. More than 61% of the U.S. population is fully vaccinated. That's people of all ages, more than 205 million in total. 22.4% of the eligible population, which is everyone 5 and up, has not had even one dose of the vaccine so far. Currently, more than 1 million doses of vaccine are being given out every day.
Feeling the warmth again today as our unseasonably warm and above average December continues on. 60 degrees earlier this morning. Keep in mind the average low is 41. Then we topped out at 77 this afternoon, well above the average high of 63. Made it into the 80s in some spots. Pleasanton 86 along with Cotulla, even New Braunfels and Gonzales had high temperatures of 82 degrees. We're going to have more of this warm and humid weather, unseasonably warm conditions for several more days. It's also going to mean some fog and drizzle. If you don't like this kind of weather around the holidays, I think you'll like the cold front that's going to be headed our way on New Year's Day. I'm going to tell you more about that in just a bit.
Thank you, Adam. We'll look forward to it. Tonight, we are taking a closer look at a more than 250-year-old water irrigation system. It transformed life here in our region for the native people, and they helped build the acequias.
Yeah, that system is still being used to feed our community today. The night team's Patty Santos shares this untold history.
You can see the irrigation system for yourself. This is the Espada Aqueduct, and this channel helped bring water all the way to the mission. The introduction of these acequias was the introduction of new life for the indigenous people in our region.
These irrigation ditches were dug by the indigenous residents of these missions.
Chantel Redon Hansen with San Antonio Mission's National Historic Park says the first job for the mission was to feed the community. So Spanish settlers introduced these irrigation canals or acequias. There was a lot of thought and engineering to where the missions were placed and how the acequias would flow into each one of them.
We followed the topography and the heights and levels of the land to kind of do this zigzag pattern until you get to this mission.
The Spanish built 7 acequias, each one with its own dam and aqueduct, 5 for the mission and 2 others for the town. The system extended 15 miles and irrigated more than 3,500 acres of land. This one in San Juan Mission is still in use. When water arrived, with the lifting of these small gates, water would flow into the fields where corn, beans, squash, and other foods were planted.
This changed the community forever because it changed what you do with your job and your life, right? They had new trades and new skills.
It changed the economy and the topography. With the help of landowners and neighbors, this acequia at San Juan Mission has been maintained and continues to feed the community.
These farms that were feeding the first settled communities here in San Antonio 250 years ago are still feeding the people of San Antonio today.
Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
Now more than ever, the need for EMTs is urgent. We'll show you how a local high school program hopes to help ease the staff shortage struggles.
Also, we got to tell you this, the clock is ticking and the Salvation Army needs your help. And here's the thing, you don't even have to leave your house to help thousands of people. We're going to tell you more about this up next.
This SA Salute holiday greeting is brought to you by the Joe A. Gomez Law Firm.
Hello, my name is Joseph Gomez. This is my wife Lauren, my sons Jordan and JB. On behalf of everyone here at the Gomez Law Firm, we'd like to wish our armed forces serving across seas and our veterans as well here a safe and happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays!
Combat legend Richard Marcinko, the man who's known for creating SEAL Team 6, died on Saturday. His son in the National Navy SEAL Museum announced the news. SEAL Team 6 is considered by many to be the U.S. military's most elite covert special operations unit. The unit is perhaps best known for carrying out the operation that killed Osama bin Laden in Pakistan back in 2011. Marcinko, a Vietnam War combat veteran, formed SEAL Team 6 in 1980. His son says that he died of a heart attack, and he was 81 years old.
Back here at home, right now there is a shortage of emergency medical technicians, but local high schools are working to combat that with their EMT programs. The Night Team's Lee Waldman takes a deeper look at the latest program out of Edison High School and shows us how it helps them immediately jump right into the field.
It looks like your average classroom, except for the high-tech mannequin in the center of the room.
Once you got an idea, step back so everybody else can listen.
We started last year during COVID.
Deborah Ramirez is the magnet coordinator at Edison High School. After decades of working on an ambulance, she brought the EMT program here last year.
We had 13 kids go through last year, 3 passed, and 2 went off to college. One of them is actually working for Acadian Ambulance.
Though the program is new to Edison, it's something that's already seen success at other schools.
I have 26 students, which is about double the norm of the past.
Darcy Deer is a part-time paramedic and teaches the EMT program at Brennan High School. That program has been around for 5 years. Both teachers hope these programs will be beneficial for both the students and EMS field.
I'm hoping, obviously, when we get these students certified, that they're going to go out into the workforce and start filling some of these vacancies.
We can help feed those shortages by offering the kids the program here, and then they go right out and get the job.
To join the Edison EMT program, students need to be seniors and pass prerequisites.
They also have to complete a minimum of 150 hours in the classroom, 48 hours on the ambulance, and 24 hours in an emergency room.
Once they pass the class, students are off to take state certification. From there, if passed, they can walk across the stage and into a career. April Hernandez changed schools and drives almost half an hour every day just to be a part of this program.
It's the best decision I made so far, just because I do the commitment for myself, and it's a future for me.
Rodrigo Aguilar, who is currently a part of the program at Brennan High School, says it's rigorous, but it keeps you focused on the end goal.
Being able to respond when they call 911 is something that I want to do.
Seniors don't have to already attend Edison High School. They can switch schools to be a part of the EMT program. Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
And so far, about 100 students have completed that program at Northside, with about 50% of them entering into the field. Edison High School hopes to have similar results with their program.
So now the Salvation Army is looking for your help to reach their Red Kettle campaign goal, and they've raised $350 grand. But here's the thing, their goal is $500 grand. All the money that they raised is going to go towards programs that benefit the needy in San Antonio. So if you'd like to help them reach that goal before the end of the year, here's what you do. You can give a cash donation on their website, or you can mail a check to their headquarters on West Elmira Street.
Turning our attention outside with live cam tonight. Still pretty warm out there, 68 degrees, Adam. We have seen several gray, moist days. Wait till, middle of the afternoon before the sun comes out.
You know, and that's my issue with this kind of weather pattern this time of year, Tim. It's very gloomy, and it's damp, at least for the first half of the day, because you get that high humidity this time of year, longer nights, and fog tends to develop when you have that moisture in place. And we're going to see that again for a while. Actually, let's talk temperatures here, and I'll show you what this next cold front's going to do in a moment. But you look at the month of December so far, 9.3 degrees above average. The warmest was 83 degrees on December 10th. And we've only had 4 days where the temperature was actually below average. Compare this to the past 20 Decembers, and it's extremely warmer than all of them. So this is quite the anomaly this December. We are well above average, and it's going to be going down in the books as one of the warmest Decembers. Not necessarily the warmest, but it could come in as one of the top warmest Decembers on record. All right, take a look at our temperatures now. Uvalde 55, Hondo 58. Into the 50s west of I-35, still near 70 along and east of I-35. Bigger picture shows some cooler readings off to the north. Lubbock at 54 along with Midland, 49 now in Amarillo. The real cold air, the core of it and the actual Arctic air is far off to the north. I mean, you get into Montana, 23 below zero. Bismarck, North Dakota is at 6 below. International Falls, Minnesota at 13. But here's the real heart of that cold air. You look across Canada, Edmonton now, minus 40 Fahrenheit, which is also minus 40 Celsius. That's where the scales actually meet up. So minus 40 in Edmonton right now. Calgary at 22 below, along with Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. That's the core of the cold air. It's going to dislodge and push southward by this upcoming weekend. So we go through the rest of the week, cold air off to the north of us. Around here, highs near 80. Saturday night, that's when the cold front hits. And so you're going to feel the effects by Sunday. So I know if you don't like this kind of weather around the holidays, it's going to persist. You need a little patience, but by Sunday, you're going to feel a big change. We're not talking a big freeze here or anything to worry about, just a drop from near 80 down into the 50s in terms of afternoon highs. So you see that there. Tomorrow, all the way through Saturday, around 80 degrees, give or take a degree or so for high temperatures. Then by Sunday, the warmest we'll get is about 55. Monday of next week, this time next week, only in the mid-50s for a high. Let's talk about dew points. We have that flow out of the south-southeast, and it's a muggy flow. This is what leads to the fog and drizzle and dampness in the mornings. And we're going to have that just about every day all the way through Saturday. One exception is Thursday. I think that'll be the nicest of all the mornings, as we could have some drier air from the dry line work its way in, and that would inhibit some fog. But otherwise, just more of the same mugginess and damp mornings. But the nuisance dampness, it doesn't add up to anything, just makes it gloomy outside. Big picture, big dip in the upper level flow on the west coast. Snow, Seattle, other parts of the Pacific Northwest, good moisture in some of the western United States, including parts of California. But we're too close to this upper level high to get in on any of that activity. It's not a dominating upper high for us, and it's going to drift eastward. Our dip in the flow, if you will, that disturbance will be Saturday night with the next cold front. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to have any rain chances with it. Just this nuisance morning dampness and reduced visibility tomorrow morning again up through about the noon hour. Then we'll have afternoon sunshine. 63 in the morning. That's locally, but we'll be in the 50s, of course, west of I-35. Uvalde 55 along with Rock Springs, Kerrville 57 in the morning. Then by the afternoon, most of us right up around 80, even mid-80s when you get to Cotulla, down toward Laredo, Carrizo Springs 82, Lavernia making it to 80 tomorrow afternoon. And then here comes the temperature drop. Cold front hits Saturday night, Sunday, windy, much cooler, and temperatures actually below average for a change.
All right, Adam, thank you. I'm just looking at Larry right now, and I just want to shake my head so badly because the Spurs got beaten, and to add insult to injury, a local
Jordan Clarkson out of Wagner High School loves facing the San Antonio Spurs. It seems like he has his best games against the silver and black. Jordan Clarkson led Utah with 23 points tonight, but the Spurs fought to the very end to make this game close. And Sooners quarterback Caleb Williams is an impressive freshman. Coming up.
Never dropped it. I want to give Kellen Moore the most confidence in me as I could. So I never dropped any ball that was thrown my way.
Practice makes perfect. Cowboys offensive lineman Terrence Steele catches passes in practice and now has his first NFL touchdown reception in big board sports. The Spurs put their 3-game winning streak on the line tonight against the Utah Jazz. First quarter at the AT&T Center, Wagner great, Jordan Clarkson for 3, and the Jazz lead 20-19, part of 7 straight points by Jordan. Utah led 34-27 after 1. Second quarter, Royce O'Neal picks off the bad pass and goes slam dunk for a 15-point Utah advantage. Closing seconds, Derek White drives, stops, and scores with 0.2 of a second left. And the Spurs trailed 53-43 at halftime. Third frame, less than 3.5 minutes ago, Hassan Whiteside blocks Keldon Johnson. Clarkson gets the ball and feeds former Spur Rudy Gay for a slam dunk, and it's 74-60 Utah. Moments later, Jock Landale misses a three, but Devin Vassell jams it back home. Much needed energy. Spurs trailed 82-70 after three, but San Antonio, they made a late 10-2 run, but they still fall to the Jazz 110-104.
One of those nights, or we just didn't shoot well, or 3 and 4 nights, whatever it might be. But overall, it was a good game for improvement, understanding how we have to play and what this is all about. So I'm actually pleased.
Spurs will next host the Miami Heat Wednesday night at 7:30. Oklahoma will represent the Big 12 in the Valero Alamo Bowl Wednesday night. The Sooners held practice at 11:10 this morning at the University of the Incarnate Word. Freshman quarterback Caleb Williams replaced Spencer Rattler in the Red River Showdown, and he rallied the Sooners to a 55-48 win. OU trailed 28-7 after one. Williams led the comeback and was named QB1 for the rest of the season. He threw for more than 1,600 yards with 18 touchdowns, and he rushed for 400 yards and 6 more scores this season. OU offensive coordinator Cale Gundy is impressed with the young man.
He's still got so much room to grow as a football player and as a person. He is so very, very talented, but there's still so much to learn. Being out there as a young guy, that every day that goes by and the more reps and the more practices you get, you're going to get better. And he's heading in that direction.
Let's take you to Trinity University, where the Oregon Ducks practice this morning at 11. They're representing the Pac-12 in the Alamo Bowl. The Ducks will be without some 30 players for the Alamo Bowl due to injury, transfer, opt-outs, and unknown reasons, as reported by 24/7 Sports. 17 of those players are on defense, which could make it tough for the Ducks to stop Sooners QB Caleb Williams.
He's got tremendous poise, more so than you would expect for a guy who's only, a freshman. Presents a lot of problems because, if you only have one guy there to tackle him, he's usually going to make someone miss, either running through it because he's strong or faking you and running around you.
One of the loudest and most popular events of the bowl week is the Rico's River Rally at the Arneson River Theater on the Riverwalk. That went down today at 5 p.m. Team captains and head coaches led a one-of-a-kind pep rally from the stage, while the other players and pep bands got to ride on the river barges. Always cool. Oregon will play Oklahoma Wednesday night, 8:15 at the Alamo Dome, and OU is favored by 7. Dallas Cowboy Terrence Steele got his spike on after the break.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Dallas Cowboys offensive tackle Terrence Steele caught his first NFL pass last night, a 1-yarder from Dak Prescott for a touchdown. The Steele High School alum lined up as a jumbo tight end. He shed off his defender, then turned around and caught a wide open pass for 6 points, his first football touchdown at any level.
First off, when they called the play, I just tried to play it off as normal. I didn't want to get too excited or anything. Just wanted to keep everything as normal. And when the play happened, that's every old lineman's dream, just catch a touchdown. I blocked and I just tried to get my head around as fast as possible, and it was there, and I caught it. So perfect ball from Dak.
Steele spiked his touchdown, and it bounced into some fans. So running back Ezekiel Elliott got the ball and gave it to Terrence. Central Catholic hosting an 8-team interstate tournament this afternoon, taking on Chaminade Julienne from Ohio. This one went to overtime, and the Buttons find some separation late. Lamont Williams finds Connor Costero for the bucket and the foul. 3-point play puts Central Catholic up 72-68, and they advance on the winner's side, 75-72 in overtime.
All right. Thank you, Larry.
Yep.
I'll be right back after this.
More fog, drizzle, and mistiness in the mornings the next several days. That's tomorrow, Wednesday, and then even Friday and Saturday. Temperatures aren't going to change a lot until we get to Sunday. Highs are going to be near 80 all the way through Saturday. By Sunday, they fall off, and we're down in the mid-50s for high temperatures Sunday and Monday. And not only that, Sunday as well, a gusty wind, of course, right behind the cold front.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Adam. That does it for the Night Beat. Don't forget, Good Morning San Antonio starts tomorrow at 4:30.
Have a wonderful night. We'll see you tomorrow.